In this video, I will show how I have made my about page text for my Skool communities because I just finished my new about page text here on my free the one person business community, and you can use the same tactic to make any kind of basically sales page text that you want. So welcome to One Person Show episode 24. I'm Samuli Eskanen, and in this show I'm building a one-person online business in public using educational content, AI tools, Skool and meta ads. This is for entrepreneurs, coaches and experts who want to build an online business around their expertise without a team. You can also join my free the one-person business Skool community that you can see here, where I show how my one-person online business works and I post weekly updates. And currently there are these modules open in my classroom, so 3 free modules, and then there are going to be 2 paid modules in the near future. So what has happened since the last episode? So I made a new about page text in this free community here, and I can now show how I make this. So when you have a Skool community, you can join this Skoolers community inside Skool. And there have been, the Skool runs these games every quarter. So basically, whoever makes the most monthly recurring revenue growth wins a prize to visit Skool headquarters in LA, and they have like this kind of big meeting and you can meet Alex Hormozy and things like that. But this page is actually very good source for information. First of all, like what kind of businesses works, but also here you can see actually working like about pages, because inside Skool the about page is your landing page. So you can go here. So for example, you can find communities that can have like a similar niche, for example, that you have. So example here in this quarter there is, for example, this photo project community going really well, over almost like $9,000. This community have grown their revenue in these past 3 months. And you can basically, if you, for example, like this kind of about page, so now you know that this about page, for example, works. So what I do, I just take screenshots of this about page, and then let's make like a new chat here, and then I just post these screenshots inside this chat. So maybe we look here also. Okay, this isn't English, so maybe we take a totally different about page like this. And then you just find basically you want to find like little bit different styles of about pages. And this is just now like an example what I have done. Again, not the English one, so this one is pretty interesting. Animal painting school. Pretty cool community topic. So maybe we take this one like this, and let's now actually change in the different category. So maybe we take, what is this? Again, not an English one. Like this. Okay, now we have few potentially like high converting about pages. And now what I have found, that the best thing that you can do here, because you probably don't have about page now, you just use like voice to text feature, and you just ramble out your offer, what you have. I usually make this inside like ChatGPT because there is that voice to text feature, but currently I also have this Mac Whisper app installed, so I can use just a hotkey anywhere I want. And as you can see now, what I'm speaking currently is transcribing inside my computer to the text, like you see here. So I just would ramble out what my community is. But for example, now I can just take my current text here and paste it here. So basically here is the full about page text that I already have done. And now you can write here like based on here are a few images of working school about page texts. Can you make me 5 different variations that fit to my offer? Here is my offer. Something like this. And then you would ramble out everything about your offer, because that way, okay, this in that way, the Claude gets like the can you give you much better results on that way. So here is my current offer like this. Maybe I remove those or not. Let's see what it will bring. And I use Opus 4.6 for this. And maybe we add here give me those in a separate artifact like this. Now let's see what Claude will make. For example, I can now potentially use these results as a new A/B test for my next about page text if I want to test that. But basically this is the process that I have used to make these about page text, and you just need to find like those kind of communities that you like the style, for example, how they have written this about page. But if you find those examples, for example, on these lists, here you already know that these communities are working very well. So the starting point at least is very good. And then you can of course need to change that text how you like it, and so it will fit on your community. Meanwhile, this is doing that. So was it ready yet? Okay, it was ready. So now it gives me different types of about text. So let's see. Okay, for example, these are pretty good because it gives me this kind of a different style for this. And as you can see here, many times it starts to change your like how you would say these things. So of course you need to go through this, but you can see here because my example was already very structured, as you can see here. So now you see it took that example and used that a lot here for these examples. So this isn't a good way to do this. So it's much better to ramble out loud what your community is. So, but definitely test this out, because this way at least you have like a good starting point to make your about page. And there is actually pretty good sentences that I could put put on my about page? For example, here. Pretty good ideas actually. But now other things that I did these past 2 days, I also started making these, I made these new covers on my classroom, so I just use Canva to make these covers again, and I made them similar than on like here in the one person show community, because now it will fit on my brand. And I made here like this how this community works module. I also added now my free community, this like apps I use to run my one person business, added here like affiliate links here also, so potentially hopefully get some revenue also on this free side, and shared every like studio setup here, so what cameras I use and things like that in this free community also, and just change this module cover for this how I run business module. So now there's basically 3 modules here in the app, and I'm also building now here like this kind of build your AI business brain module, and also then I will start to share my Cloud cowork automations here, and these are now inside the premium module. These are the premium modules, so I now opened up like this kind of founder member pricing for this $9 per month premium membership. So I will launch that more when I have this, I can open these modules. But here, for example, in this first module, I will show how to make this kind of like master prompt for your Claude profile. Like I have here, for example, how to create this kind of prompt that then Claude have everything it need to know about you and your business, because this kind of, when you give a lot of information, for example, Claude, it can work much better. And so this is what I'm going to teach here in this Build Your AI Business Brain. And I'm also going to put here all my like project instructions and also my skills. And here in the Automate with Cloud cowork module, there is nothing yet, but here I will be adding all my automations that I will be doing with Cloud cowork that helps my business and what I have already done. So that's the future for this free community. And now let's look at the current numbers. So we are currently in the one person show 205 members. So everything basically went back to normal when I changed back to tiers pricing. So that is good. And current MRR is 1,344. And the cash flow went over, like it's now 1,450 on this month. So this is currently the best month up cash flow perspective, and of course the MRR perspective also. Conversion rate was yesterday I didn't get any sales, but it already went 2.5 in the 23rd, and today has already come 2 new members, so that's why it's so high at 8%. But hopefully it now will return here in the 2 or 3% level where it was before my earlier pricing test. And here are the Excel. So I have spent now 2,542 euros and get back 1,218 euros. So the month is still at negative, but hopefully we started to see this kind of rise on this line and eventually got positive. And I think, what's next I'm going to do it. So I'm now focusing on this week, adding lessons here and opening this, because I have already, I have a lot of things ready. I just need to add here and make them as a good lesson so everyone would learn who want to join there. And when I have done those, I make a about page video, of course, in the one person business about page, and then start to ads. But I don't know when. Probably at least on next week these are ready, and I can start testing also this ads for this free community and how that start to work. I'm pretty excited also for this because I have built this different AI automations and these past 2 years when the first version of ChatGPT came out, and it's awesome feeling to start sharing them here. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video, and hope you learned something. And if you want to join any of my communities, the links are below this video, and I will put the next episode link right there when that is ready. Hopefully see you on the next episode. Bye bye.